Hey guys, it's Max Convexity. Hope everyone's having a great day. Let's take a look. Hope everyone had a great weekend too. Let's take a look and see how these stock index futures opened right now. So here's NASDAQ. Look at that shooting up again. Oh my gosh. All right. So when we have the cash market open tomorrow at 9:30 Eastern, it's gonna, I mean, assuming this, holds, we're gonna have a pretty big size gap, but bullish looking gap. And who knows, it might not hold. I mean, but anyway, but right now, look at that. Look at S&P. S&P blew up at the end of the day right there. That was the end of the day on Thursday. Well, yeah, no, that's right, because Thursday was like Friday. Thursday was synthetic Friday this week. Anyway, okay, that's S&P, and here's Russell. Of course, Russell just on fire. Let's check out Bitcoin. I haven't been looking at Bitcoin this weekend. So, what do we think about Bitcoin? Isn't that like could that be a cup and handle maybe, or multiple cup and handles, or anyway, I don't know. I was thinking head and shouldery, this, and this, but now this kind of, I think it's negated or it's diminished in importance. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. All right, look at these single tickers I follow, these yieldbacks ones. Well, look at this one. Everywhere they've written the calls, the strikes, it blows through them this week, and then it goes right to them that week. Well, it looks like on Friday it goes through them, and then so they put them up here, and that week finally they get them up far enough, but that's after it blows through them 2 weeks in a row. And then so they move them back down. What is this? It almost looks kind of like what happened to Tesla, but not really. Anyway, they move them back down, and then it blows through them. And then they move them back down. All right, but now for this week, they have two different strikes. They have a and I believe more of them are out here. Yeah, about 90% sure at the 284 level. But in any event, they have a ladder on. All right, here's for Tesla. So Tesla it blew through both strikes that week, right through them on Monday, and then it blew through them again on Wednesday. Then I guess it fell back on the other side, but then we started the next week, and then on Monday it went right to max profit. And then on Tuesday, it opened a huge gap. That's probably what's going to happen tomorrow. That's what it's kind of looking like, one of those kind of patterns. And now they're just back testing this trend line. But anyway, so they wrote these strikes right here this week. They wrote the 185 and the 182.50. I just put them different colors so you could tell them apart, but they should both be yellow because yellow means extrinsic, and they're both all extrinsic, which means that's all out of the money premium. All right, so that should be interesting. But we've been following this one for a while too, and it just had a bad. I mean, it started falling March 1st. I mean, that was a high. Look at that, March 1st, and it we were at what 204 on Tesla. And here we are, March 14th, 2 weeks later, down 20%. That's insane. I mean, that kind of stuff just doesn't happen in the indexes that often. I mean, I guess it does occasionally, but that happened to the indexes in like 2008, and it happened during COVID. Doesn't happen very often, but in single stocks, it happens all the time. I guess the trade-off being in single stocks, that you also get ones that do the opposite occasionally. I don't want to say all the time, but look at this one. I mean, this one's incredible. Look, you have a three. a three-tier ladder out here. I mean, the 1995s, I think the 2125s. I don't remember. I put them where they are, but anyway, we'll just watch it visually. We want them to go to it. So we want this thing to keep rallying. That's how you know what these managers are shooting for. Just you want it to go to it, but not too far beyond it. But so they're looking for probably right here by the end of this week. And they don't always get it. There's some weeks like they were looking for that on this week and it sold off all week. It looks like on Friday it did come back and get back. No, that was actually Monday. So it sold off all week. Just because they put the strike somewhere doesn't mean it goes there, but it's a good shot it does though. Lots of weeks it does. I don't remember doing this one back this long ago. But anyway, we've been following this one for a while. This one's been interesting. All right, and this one, oh my gosh, I think there's three of them right together. But any event, you can see what they're expecting this week. I don't know it's what they're expecting, but that's what they could, right here would be premium scenario for these guys to go right here. So 950 would be a nice target for the end of the week or above. Above is also max profit. All right, let's look at the cash market we already looked at the futures on S&P. Cash market's different because it just trades during the day. But that's what these guys trade options on. So this is SPX, cash, index, whatever. Okay, the yellow part of the box is the extrinsic, whereas the green part of the box is the intrinsic premium capture. The Jay has said before the extrinsic is what they pay the dividend with. Here's NDX. This is for NASDAQ, and you can see that's the one that I was saying there's not a lot of extrinsic there, but there's a ton of intrinsic. Like I said, in the grand scheme of things, it may not matter. It may have just been what was available for them, and may not be a big deal. All right, Russell, this is for the oh shoot. I typed in AT&T by mistake. Russell's for the IWMY. Well, no, yeah, there we go. I'm sorry. Yeah. I thought that was futures. These guys have just been incredible lately. Even on days when they're down, like that day, they still broke even, it looks like. If I remember, I think they lost a little bit, $40,000 or something, but still, look at this day. They were down quite a bit and still made about half the money they were looking for. This day was a big loss. But look, they had this day full winner, this day full winner, this day full winner. They're up and get a lot of full winners. This one's been feast or famine. Full winner, full winner, half winner, full winner, full loss. And look at all these juicy extrinsic, where the yellow part of the box, the out of the money or the time premium. That's the part of the option that they pay the premium, the dividend with, the distribution. They keep track of what they earn off extrinsic and intrinsic, but the extrinsic or time premium, Jay has said that's how they pay the dividend. All right, so what else should we look at here? Should we look at all Look at old Tress. Tress will be fine. Someday something's going to happen and Tress is going to make a ton of money. It's one of those funds. I mean, I guess it just needs a blow up in volatility, but all right, let's see. What else should we look at? Let's check out the buffer report. The other day I did weekly and monthly. Maybe let's look at the daily. All right, now, so NASDAQ was down 14 basis points. So everything ought to outperform on a day like this. And a lot of things did outperform. Not all of them, but the Defiance one did. So did JP Morgan. Not so much on that one, SVOL. That's fine, though. That's a great fund. It outperforms most days, many days. Don't know what's going on there. That's good performance, outperformance by triple QI. I can't keep all these straight. There's so many of them now. All right, so now we go over here to the NASDAQ. This one has or wait. Oh, this one has the S&P for benchmark. So the S&P was actually up 11 basis points. But in any event, XDTE outperformed. And look at IWMY had a huge day and outperformed the benchmark. And the benchmark was up 0.5%. Let me get enough water. Look at old ULTY go. Outperformed its benchmark. Think I'm using Russell or maybe just SPY. Have to compare it to something. If you didn't have your money in that, you'd have your money in something. So a lot of people use SPY just to benchmark everything against. All right, SPY T underperformed a little bit on a one-day basis. FEPI did well. YMAX both did great. Tesla had a nice buffer. That's what you'd expect. Coney had a great day. Everything did well here. Maybe not in fly, but everything else on this chart did what you'd expect. I mean, it looks like Misty had a rough day, but or Mister had a rough day, but Misty only caught about a third of it. That's where these really come in handy. Look at this one. Moderna had a rough day, but MRNY caught less than half of it. Same goes for Apple. Apple's been having all kinds of problems. Remember, when these things go down, lots of times, not always, but lots of times volatility goes up, and especially if there's a shock to the broader market. So it makes the premiums these guys can capture go higher. Now that hasn't happened yet. Volatilities are pretty low on maybe not on all these single stocks, but on the market in general, volatility's pretty low lately. I think Jay was kind of well, I didn't really ask him about it, but I could tell he's not been impressed with volatility. All right. So I mean, all of this looks really where it was. Sky looks good. GUI. I mean, all of these are doing pretty much what you'd expect. Here's the weekly chart. This is just for last week, so you can see. Look at S-Vol, how steady it is. It's up 1.5 points. Poppy, IWY had good weeks. All right, yeah, here are the single names on the weekly. Tesla, AMD looks great. Sky looks great. MRNY looks great. I mean, lots of buffer. They're doing what they should. These guys are doing what they should for the most part. Let's look in on stock index futures. Their stock index futures are selling off a little bit. You can see they opened up this gigantic first bar, which is a 30-minute time period. And then, they had another couple of ones, but then they lost momentum. And now they're having red bars and it's going the other way. But I'm just saying, don't be surprised to see it higher by the morning. I just I wouldn't be surprised to see it higher by the morning. All right, guys. You guys have a great evening. I'll be back with you guys in the morning about 8:30. Thanks.